God, did you see that? Had an ass like Barney. Gotta fold the foreskin back and then just let that shit drain out. You know, it's really fucking cool, you know, seeing a chick on a bike, you know? You don't really fucking see them very often. It's like, well, you do see them occasionally. It's like seeing a shooting star, you know? I mean, like, you don't, if you try and look for one, you won't find one, but, you know, you just stare off and then one will appear before you. And, you know, they catch your eye. Female motorcycle riders will catch your eye because for some reason it's like it's almost incongruous, you know? And because you did notice, some fucking feminazi out there will call you a fucking chauvinist pig or something. The fucking, and the disparity between male and female riders, according to womenridersnow.com, and I do not agree with these numbers, and it's fucking 25%. That's 1 out of every 4 motorcycle riders are female. Okay. Out of 27 million American motorcycle riders, that is 6.7 million women. And those are fucking Holocaust numbers. Those are some high-ass numbers. I don't know about that. Yet if I think back, I could probably count the number of female riders on both of my hands since I started riding. And that's been pretty much the whole Obama administration so far. But I'm sure these numbers are, you know, way better than possibly last century. So put your hands together for social progress. Now, what I seem to notice is that women seem to be accepted into the, you know, the historically male hobby groups, the historically male, you know, hobby-based societies, let's say like fucking Dungeons and Dragons or LARPing or, you know, role-play games, anything of that nature. Chicks seem to be welcome into that shit with open fucking arms. Like fucking video games. Play a fucking video game online that has voice chat. And maybe that server has a female playing, and maybe she has a microphone, and maybe she says something. I guarantee you, every fucking garage dwelling virgin in that fucking server is going to flip their shit and fucking throw one on the crust pile. Probably because all these fucking groups, these hobbyists are just sick and fucking tired of, you know, playing with a bunch of dudes. It's a fucking sausage fest, really. I mean, go to a fucking Games Workshop. Fucking look at those fucking kids playing Warhammer 40K. You don't know those kids are getting laid. So back to female riders, like motovlogging, like the disparity is even greater, I would say, for motovlogging and women who motovlog. Like, I'll make this number up, and if you come up with some statistical fucking research data to fucking prove me wrong, go right the fuck ahead. But I'm going to say that in the motovlogging community, I'd say it's 95% male and 5% female. And I will say this, the female motovloggers, I would say, are generally well welcomed. They get, you know, quite a bit of views and attention, I would say. Now, why is that? Is their content really that good? Or, you know, do people just like listening to women in leather because they're sadomasochists? So some crazy people, doctors or psychologists or whatever you call them, at the University of Sheffield did this study on people who hear voices in their heads and published a paper on how the male brain interprets the difference between male and female voices. I thought this study was interesting because it's like motovlogging is generally a faceless, faceless community with hearing faceless people because, you know, it's just a camera mounted on somebody's fucking head. So basically the study says when a man hears a female voice, the auditory section of his brain is activated, which analyzes the different sounds in order to read their faces. When men hear a male voice, the brain processes that information towards the back of the brain and is colloquially known as the mind's eye. This is the part of the brain where people compare their experiences to themselves. So in layman's terms, when men listen to a faceless female voice, his brain is actively trying to sketch a face of that voice because female voices create different frequencies. The male brain has to work harder to decipher it. When men listen to another man's voice, he isn't so much trying to paint a handsome picture of the man he is hearing, but by more empathetic to the voice because the voice has much simpler characteristics for the brain to handle. So that means, in theory, female motovloggers should generally be more looked over and fucking disregarded, right? But that doesn't seem to be the case. So, what is it? Who fucking cares? Chicks who ride are fucking awesome.